For your Caesar.
It's a 10-pose production.
For your Caesar.
Rascal Beats.
For your Caesar. Cardiff City ride with me for your Caesar. For your Caesar. Cardiff City get litty for your Caesar. She want a diff boy. Swagger 1 point, yeah, diff boy. She want a diff boy. Swagger 1 point, yeah, diff boy. For your Caesar. Grab a little something for your Caesar. We the geezers. Swagger stone cold like freezers. She want a diff boy. She want Starvz, not fit.
Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome back to Cardiff City World. Welcome back to the channel. Your home for real football talk, real Cardiff City talk, proper tactical analysis, and everything happening in the heart of the Welsh capital. Today, we're deep diving into what I think is becoming quite a talking point. A question that's starting to get a bit of traction, and certainly in the comments and the live chat amongst fans, maybe the staff at the club. Who's the manager going to pick as his captain? Is Ruben Colwill Cardiff City's next captain? Could the soft-spoken giant, once labelled as passive, too inconsistent, too lightweight, actually become a leader that this new Barry Murphy era looks forward to? This isn't just about the armband, it's about the identity of BBM's new team, new side, the rebuild, the revolution, about building a team around youth, energy and quality. And at the centre of that is, of course, Ruben Colwill. Let's break it all down. We'll look at the tactical side, the statistic side, the mental side, and by the end, we'll ask you the big question: is Ruben Colwill ready to lead the Bluebirds, or is it a step too soon? Ruben Colwill, the face of the BBM era. Barry Murphy has barely been in the job 5 minutes. But if there's one thing that he's made pretty clear, it's this: he really likes Ruben Colwill. From day one, he made the point of praising his ability, his attitude, his intelligence, the role as being the face of the new era. Ruben Colwill embodies the type of footballer we want here. His presence on and off the ball gives us a platform to build our style. He is a player that others look to. That matters. That's a clear message. This rebuild isn't just about formation and pressing patterns. It's about identity, it's about culture, and it's about building a long-term footballing philosophy. BBM sees Colwill as the cornerstone of that. Not just as a number 10 floating around in the final third, but someone who can actually lead the press, carry the ball with purpose, drop into midfield, dictate transitions, and yes, lead a squad of young, hungry footballers. He's not hiding behind drifting out to the left wing, being benched 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. This is about Ruben, and is he ready to make this his team as well? Which brings us to his performances. So first we'll look at the pre-season performances, aggression, energy, but also end product. And if you've watched Ruben this pre-season, whether it was at Johar, at Sound, or the training footage, there is an obvious shift. This is not the same player that we've seen previously. If you look at it tactically, in a BBM 4-3-3, he likes the kind of 3 box shapes. Ruben has been deployed as either a high 8 or a false 10, number 10, depending on the phase of play. He progresses really aggressively as the central trigger. You watch that Southend match, and Ruben initiates the press, directs his teammates, pointing, communicating, leading. It's impressive. He's dropping deep to link up the play. He had 8.1 progressive passes per 90 minutes as per SofaScore, but he's also driving forward with more conviction. Compare that to last season's data. Carries in the final third, 1.9 to 3.2 per 90 minutes per Y-Scout, and pressures per 90 minutes up from 9.8 to 14.4 per FB ref. Shot creating actions consistent at 4.6 per 90, but now coming from much more central areas. He's making things happen with the ball, but also without it. Now, it's night and day from the Ruben Colwill who was accused of drifting out of games by Errol Bullock. BBM is a clear influence here. The system gives him defined zones, real responsibility, the freedom to actually lead the team, and he's responded with a bit of maturity and control. But of course, it is real early days. We've got to see it consistently. We've got to see it in the league games. He's not just showing skill though. He's showing intent and he's showing aggression, which brings us quite nicely to the tactical fit, why Ruben Colwill fits in Brian Barry Murphy's system. So there's always been a debate, right, over Ruben's best position. Is he a 10? Is he a wide playmaker? Is he a Roman 8? Is he a number 6? Under Brian Barry Murphy, it finally makes sense. So let's talk structure. BBM wants control, he wants fluid rotations, and he wants aggressive pressing, triggers. Let's talk structure. BBM wants control in possession, fluid rotations, aggressive pressing triggers. His midfield doesn't sit in straight lines, it operates in pockets. Ruben is the left-sided advanced midfielder in a 3. Is given license to drift between that half space and the central channel. And here's why it fits, right? He's got the spatial awareness. Like, Ruben excels at operating between the lines. He receives on the half turn, and he's got the vision to play early balls into the runners. See the goal against Southend, or one of press resistant. 6'4". He's not just physical. He's composed, 83% pass completion under pressure this season from Y-Scout. Ball carrying, he breaks the lines. His progressive carries per 90 rank in the 92nd percentile for League One midfielders per FBref from 23-24 comparable. So it's not just about attacking. Ruben's off-the-ball intensity has increased massively recently. You watch his tracking runs, that he's not jogging, he's sprinting, he's engaged. This is a player who's brought into Brian Barry Murphy, and he's brought into Brian Barry Murphy's positional play philosophy, but he needs intelligent movers, not just runners. Ruben is one of the few players in the squad who thinks of the game like a coach thinks of it, like tactically, how he looks at it. And that alone can make him quite a unique asset. Could it mean he's potentially a leader? I mean, I guess so. Some of the pros, leadership without shouting. Let's get to the heart of it, the debate. What does Ruben offer as a captain? Some of the pros, and they go beyond the obvious. He leads by example, and he's not a ranter, but he leads through quality. He makes the right choices, keeps the standard high, plays with intelligence, and that rubs off on younger players. Tactical leadership. Brian Barry Murphy players understand the structure, the transitions, the tempo control, and Ruben is a perfect on-field extension of what this progressive manager wants. Loyalty to the club. Despite Premier League interest, Ruben has stayed at Cardiff City. That loyalty, paired with being an academy graduate, does matter, and maybe that's a good... Wouldn't it be nice to have an academy graduate be the captain? Much like Aaron Ramsey, Joe Rawls. Respect in the dressing room. He's a well-liked figure from everything I know. He's calm, he's consistent, he's respected. And when you think of it, you think of characters like Michael Carrick. Not the loudest, but they are among the most trusted, the most composed under pressure. Is the timing right? Joe Rawls is gone, Ramsey's gone, O'Dowda's gone, Alnwick's injured. It's time for new blood. Ruben represents the future, and giving him the armband would certainly send a message. But let's look at the cons. Is he vocal enough? Is he relentless enough? So if we're honest, there's question marks. Is he vocal enough? I don't think a captain needs to shout, but in tough away games in League One, you do need someone to lift the standards vocally. Ruben has never really been that, but he's never really had to be that. So we don't know if he's got it in him. Injury record, I don't think he's got chronic injuries. He's had little niggles here and there. He had the growing pains. But generally speaking, he's pretty fit. Form inconsistency. Even in this past season, there were long spells where Ruben was anonymous. You know, taking looks to changes. The armband brings an added pressure. He's never carried that before. And that maybe won't help him with his inconsistency. On the other hand, maybe it makes him, you know. External pressure, being a captain at 22, 23 years old of a big club like Cardiff City in League One, with the expectation of leading a revolution, leading us back to promotion, it's a lot. Is it too much? Don't know. Are there better leaders in the squad? You've got players like Callum Chambers, Will Fish, Yusuf Salic, even Ryan Wintle, Perry Ng, more vocal, more natural kind of dominant figures in the dressing room. Do they deserve the nod instead? So what does the data say? Let's bring it back to the numbers for a minute. 24-25 pre-season, 3 games sampled. Progressive passes on our FB ref, 6.3 per 90. 2 games, not 3. Shot creating actions, 4.6 per 90. Pressures in the final third, 8.7 per 90. Passes in the final third, 7.1 per 90. Fouls won by a sofa score, 2.9 per 90. Turnovers, 1.2 per 90, which is a huge improvement. Those are pretty elite numbers for League One. Now, ultimately, it's impossible to tell with League One whether that's going to work out. But you combine them with the eye test, his body language, his aggression, his physicality, his communication, his press leading, and it becomes clear that Ruben isn't just playing a bit better, he's playing with a little bit of presence. And when you look at it and you kind of wrap everything together, captain now, vice captain, leader in his own way, what's the call? I think this is how I see it. I don't think he needs the captain's armband to lead. But giving it to him would probably accelerate a culture shift towards what BBM wants. It tells every academy player, this is what we value: intelligence, effort, identity. That said, if Brian Barry Murphy wants to go with a more traditional captain, a Will Fish, even Chambers, might allow Ruben to lead the way quietly, effectively, but without the pressure of being captain. And look, make no mistake, this team is already going to be built around Ruben as it looks like. Whether he's captain in name or not isn't going to matter. He is already the emotional core of the squad. Like, if he does well this season, consistently, you think he'll do all right. The team will do all right. But what do you think? It's over to you. Should Ruben Colwill be Cardiff City's captain this season? Is Ruben Colwill ready to lead this young squad to fire in League One? Or is it better to let him focus on playing, developing and evolving? Do you let someone else carry the pressure? Let me know in the comments, and as always, keep it respectful, even if we disagree, but also make sure that you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And before you go, a massive shout out to our Patreon YouTube members. You're the one who make this content possible. For the price of a cuppa per month, you get exclusive member shows, behind the scenic access, priority access to live events, and you help Cardiff City keep Cardiff City World completely independent. Thank you for watching. I've been Si, and this has been Ruben Colwill, the captaincy debate. Let's keep building this Bluebird revolution under BBM. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for your time. Keep the faith, and I'll see you in a bit. Nice one.
Cardiff City get litty for your Caesar. She want a diff boy. Swagger 1 point, yeah, diff boy.